Dome9 IAM Safety is all about securing the keys to the kingdom, so to speak. Privileged access to the Amazon Web Services console and API. With so much power centralized in AWS identity and access management, it often becomes a target for compromise. The process begins by considering which actions afforded to us by AWS Identity and Access Management, or IAM, across all the services you consume at AWS would be catastrophic if somehow others were able to leverage on our behalf. The somehow can be a range of things, from compromised account credentials, to man-in-the-browser hijacks, to an unguarded workstation with access to the AWS console. Dome9 provides an IAM explorer and editor to search across services and operations to make this a breeze. For example, if you're an AWS storage customer, you might think that the ability to delete an S3 bucket in the wrong hands could very well be catastrophic for your applications running on AWS. Simply select this operation to be included in your restriction policy. This is really across all the services you consume at AWS. And one really nice hint here is that it's not necessarily service specific. You can also search for operations. So searching for delete will give you a full catalog of all of the delete operations of IAM. So once your restricted policy is built, the next step is to inventory your IAM users and roles, which is done for you within Dome9 IAM Safety. At this stage, your next choice is to select whether you will apply the restricted policy selectively, user by user, or in more of a blanket fashion using the Protect All button to all accounts. Once done, users will not be able to perform the operations contained in the restricted policy. For those users that you want to enable to do so, your trusted sysadmins, for example, that will have the need from time to time to legitimately delete an S3 storage bucket, you'll pair them up with the Dome9 IAM Safety application. IAM Safety is necessarily out of band from a workstation perspective and is available for both iOS and Android. It allows you to elevate your privileges for short periods of time to gain access to those things contained in the restricted policy. When done, your rights will fall back to that less privileged state, meaning if ever there is an account compromise type event, those individuals will not be privy to the administrative functions you put in the restricted policy. Let's have a look at how this works. So for this example, I am a DNS administrator, and so I've got some work to do in Route 53. So I head there, and the first thing I notice is that I don't have access to do just about anything. And that's because my administrator put everything to do with Route 53 in that restricted policy. So now, thankfully, that I'm enrolled in Dome9 IAM Safety, I have the ability to elevate my rights to gain access to what's available here for a short period of time. So let's go ahead and do that. Here at my Android device, I'll boot up Dome9 IAM Safety, and I'll click this button to elevate my rights. You can see here that I've got a 15-minute window to perform the actions contained again in that restricted policy. So back at the AWS console, if I go ahead and click reload, I now have the ability within Route 53 to do all that I need to do, again, for that small interval of 15 minutes. Now, if I'm a security conscious employee, I'll come back when I'm done my work and actively click the stop button, again, returning my privilege back to that less privileged state. Back here at the AWS console, if I go ahead and click reload again at the interface, I will see that once again, I have no access within the feature. One of the best parts about Dome9 IAM Safety is that every access attempt becomes a fully audited event. So you're always in the know around which users and at what time are trying to access those more sensitive features.